Hey everyone, it's Liz, and I am back to do another reading. This will be a political reading, and I'm going to look at Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. I believe that I received a couple of emails and messages regarding, him. I believe that him, I think that Governor Abbott from Texas, there are other governors, by the way, that we all know of that are also being ridiculous and very dangerous with their actions. So, my thing was, what will be the consequences of DeSantis's actions and behaviors and decisions? And we all know that his governorship has turned into a mess recently. We also know that he's someone that people are looking at and thinking, he could run potentially for president in 2024. Well, let's just see. I'm curious to see how will his actions and everything that he's done, what will be the consequences of what DeSantis has done? Will he continue? How will this affect his governorship? And will he be able to, or will he run for president in 2024? Is that still possible with everything that's happening here? I'm looking at the recent past, and I am using, once again, my Sibylla Indivina deck here. Okay, so it's very blunt and gets right to the point. So I'm looking at the first couple of cards. So looking at where he's been recently, we've got the first card, it's reversed. It is the card of the protector. So when the protector is upright, this is someone who is obviously supportive and protecting us and watching out for us, as DeSantis is supposed to be doing. But when he is reversed, this is a card of unfortunately, it's an unreliable vibration. This is someone we cannot count on. This is someone who is unreliable when he is reversed. There's just literally no follow through with this man when it comes to protecting his people, protecting the state of Florida. And clarifying the card is the card of absence. And this is a card of like a breakup. Some people are regretting right now. There's a lot of people who voted for DeSantis and may have supported him because he was supporting Trump, now are regretting everything that they have supported. And I believe that people around who support him, people in his circle, are deliberately keeping their distance from this man. It's not a good card. I mean, it's upright. Absence is just not a good energy. So I feel like DeSantis, it's just it's a very negative, a negative feeling here. I don't know if he's regretting anything that he's done. I don't know if he is sensitive that way, if he has regrets. When I look at him, I'm not looking at a man who I feel has any compassion, to be quite frank. I don't think he has any compassion. Moving into his mode of thinking, his current state of mind right now, which is quite interesting. We have the card of hope and the card of love, which is clarifying it. The card of hope is obviously a card of, in his mind, he's hopeful that everything will be fine, that he's doing the right thing, and that I feel when I look at hope for him, there's a hostility here. There's this vibration of, secretly getting away or scheming, and I think that on one hand for him, hope is a stabilizing energy, right? Hope is when we're hopeful about something, we're hopeful that it's going to go our way, that things are going to go the way we want them to go, that everything will be okay. So he's kind of thinking that everything's going to be okay, but I think underneath the surface, we've got this, like I said, it's this feeling of like he has his eye on the prize, which I believe is the presidency. He's not thinking about anything else, but I don't think he's being rational, even with the card of love, clarifying the card. This is, there are people around him that love him and care about him, like his wife and his family. But his current state of mind seems to be, more about interest in how much he can attain, how much he loves. I mean, I know that he loves his family, I get it, but in his current state of mind, I look beyond just, I'm looking at the images and seeing a man who is hopeful, but I also feel like, I don't think he's understanding the gravity of how serious his decisions have been. And even though he may be feeling pretty good about himself right now, I'm shocked, Really, I am. Because in his immediate future, we've got the card of, it is reverse, excuse me. It's waiting, which is reverse. Okay. When it's upright, this is usually a doubt, someone who's feeling doubt about something. Somebody is taking a beat, taking a break, or waiting. Sometimes you're waiting for something to happen. When it is reversed, it has this, it's more about problems and arguments, and it can even be gossip, other people talking about you. So it is immediate future with the card of waiting. I feel like there are people who are, I think, exasperated in his immediate future by the depth of illnesses and deaths in the state of Florida. Because clarifying it, you do have the card of the consultant. So to me, I would not be surprised if, because of these lawsuits that are coming, I mean, he's being sued by a lot of different school districts, okay, and parents getting together and suing. So I feel like in his immediate future, we've got the waiting card reversed, which again is, I do feel there will be this feeling of people talking, gossiping about him, or saying things about them. There will be problems for him in the future, the immediate future. But I also feel like there's this feeling of, excuse me, this exasperated, like, he's overwhelmed. And that's why I think he's really, to me, this card here, which can be not necessarily an attorney, but it's a consultant. To me, it's someone that he's very close to. And in my mind, that would be his wife, because when I was looking up his information, by the way, let's see, his wife is Jill Casey, and I believe she was once a news reporter for one of Florida's cable stations there. But his life path number, by the way, in numerology, his birthday is 9/14/1978. He's young, but he's a 48-3. And when I looked into the 48-3 life path number, one of the things they say about the 48-3 is that it's a karmic penalty. So this lifetime for him it's very rare, this number to come up. It does come up, I've seen it, but in this situation for him, it's this karmic penalty. He has this fear of losing, I think that he doesn't like losing. I think that he probably has a dynamic personality. That's what got him voted in to begin with, right? I mean, that's what got him all the attention that he was receiving. The idea of him running for president, that's something that I think he's always wanted. He's in a 9 personal year, or a 27-9, which is interesting because that's anxiety, it's endings, it's closure. And, he's coming into a 28-1 or a 1 on his birthday. So in my mind, he's coming into a period right now. He's been letting go or trying to change things that maybe no longer work for him. But I also feel like the universe is forcing him at some point in his future to make some changes in his life. Otherwise, things go from bad to worse. This doesn't, excuse me, guys, this doesn't look pleasant for him as I look into, his mode of thinking right now, as far as where he'll be in the coming months, maybe in the coming weeks, as this continues and we see children going back to school. The first card I pulled is a lot of money card. So in my mind, DeSantis sees himself as a wealthy man. He's got a lot of money. And it's interesting because, I mean, look at, I don't know, but for me, psychically, I feel like there's a nexus here with money that he's receiving and oligarchies. And if I'm wrong, forgive me, but there is this hint of, this energy I'm feeling is either investors that are giving him money that, it feels Russian. It feels like it's involved, and it's something like that. It's clandestine, and I feel like to him that means he's successful. But the clarification card is the country house reversed. Sorry for coughing, guys. The water went down the wrong way. When I look at this card reversed, it's more about secretly escaping or covering secrets up. The country house could be that he has another house or another piece of property, obviously, where there are secrets being hidden, where there's maybe money or something, documents. But I just get this feeling that with the cards together, with all, a lot of money card and the trip to the country, or the country house reversed. Something's being hidden, whether it's like money coming, that dark money, uh, I think he believes that he can get away with anything. But moving into his environment as far as influences around him in the future, you've got the card again with this money. This is some money around him. And he has to stay humble. This is, outside influences around him. You've got some money. People are willing to still give him money and support him. But it's more also, I'm also feeling that this is a card of uncertainty. It's a card of deception and instability. I feel like when you have this card of some money, clarified, by the way, by the, the pensioner reversed. Pensioner, when the pensioner is upright, it's a very, it's someone who's very wealthy, someone who's very selfish, a very rich man who does anything and everything for themselves, which makes sense for him. But when it's reversed, it's a very unfavorable period for Governor DeSantis, because it represents bad company. It represents, it's wasted money. It's almost, people, I would not be surprised if something comes up, whether, I don't know when he runs for governor again. Maybe, I just don't know. Maybe it's 2022. I have no idea. But currently, the way things are looking for DeSantis, people are pulling away from him. This is, again, I'm looking at, where are we? August, September, October, November. I mean, even if I were looking at the next, it's hard because energy is fluid and it shifts and it changes. But the way things have gone for DeSantis, I just feel as though no one has his back in the future. This is a very unfavorable period for him because he's wasted money and time with a lot of people, because there are more people getting sick in his state. There are more people dying, and there's no winning here for him. This is, a very unsettling situation that I don't know if he'll recognize this as not just bad for him, that he's still trying to be like Trump. It comes back and bites him in the butt in the worst way, because of that vibration of the pensioner reversed. It's a vibration of enemies. It's a treacherous, I can't even say the word, treachery. Okay, so people are looking at him and thinking, this isn't someone that I can trust. So he's not going to have as many people backing him as he may have a year ago, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Moving into the advice from the reading, the advice from Spirit, we have the card of the visit, which is, again, it's reversed. A lot of reversals here. When it's upright, it's a pleasant surprise. It's a lovely, an unexpected visitor coming to say hello. But when they are reversed, it usually is arguing and fighting and disagreeing. It is a very unpleasant visit. Could be that he's getting in trouble. The unpleasant visit from the law, maybe. We have the card of loss of money. So, it could be with the loss of money card, it's not just he's losing money, but he's also, how do I do this? I kind of feel like he's going through a personal crisis. So the advice, here you go. Take a look at the card. Okay, this is, the loss of money card. So the advice from Spirit literally is telling him to, be more pleasant, make decisions that are fair, healthy decisions. Unfortunately, people are beginning to notice that this is not someone that, the more that people get sick, the more death in Florida, the more that I see people pulling away from him. I feel like he's just not paying attention to what he needs to be paying attention to here, especially with the surprise, with the visit. Reversed, again, this is not a good vibration, because this is someone you can't trust. This is someone who is they're saying that he's creating a lot of fights and a lot of arguing within his party because of this. Not just him, but the other Republican governors. There's a lot of infighting. Not it's like that with the Democrats too, right? That's why I'm an independent. I guess I'm more liberal, but honestly, I don't just pick one party because Democrats are fighting within their party, the Republicans are fighting in their party. Everyone's fighting, but at least when I look at the Democrats, I know that they're fighting for a good cause, most of them. The Republicans, I just don't have any faith in them anymore, and that's unlike me to feel that way, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I'm very disappointed in the way things are going. The outcome for DeSantis, the last couple of cards I pulled, unfortunately for this man, it's a bad card, upright or reversed. You've got the blonde woman reversed, which is really, unfortunately for him, very bad ideas, things are very dire, okay? This is like an embarrassment. So, I don't believe that his governorship is going to go down in history as a wonderful thing. I think his governorship is going to go down in history as a really bad decision we made voting this guy, letting him continue to govern after more people were dying, because then we have this card clarifying it. We've got the soldier, and he's reversed. He's not upright. When he's upright, obviously, this is someone who's somebody we can count on, somebody we see who's got, willpower and intelligence, and someone who can control, their anger, control their emotions. But when he is reversed, this is someone who is a very impulsive actor. And that's his energy. He's a very impulsive person here, and so I feel as though from looking at these cards that DeSantis is his ego, he's very egotistical. I really don't believe that he understands how serious this is, or even if he does understand the seriousness, the gravity of all that's happening in his state, the seriousness of his governorship going down in flames is what I'm seeing. I don't believe that he is going to be reelected. Otherwise, I just think that there are more people pulling away from him. Even, at this point, we don't know, but I kind of get this impression that his governorship is going to go from bad to worse. And the last card I pulled from the bottom of the deck was the widower, okay? And that's it's a very negative card, the widower. It's a painful ending. This is the widower card. It's a painful ending. Legal matters, by the way, show up with this card because of the King of Spades. Legal matters is like the lawyer energy. So he's got legal issues coming up in the future. I believe that... there's so much to unpack here with this widower card. And again, she is upright. So this is someone who we know he needs a lot of attention. We get it. I know he needs a lot of attention, but I'm looking at someone who doesn't follow rules and regulations. And so what's going to happen is with this negative card of the widower, she's not paying attention to the demands of the people of Florida, the state of Florida. I believe with the widow card here, this is going to be a very painful ending for him that ends up costing him not just his governorship, but possibly running for president in 2024. All right. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm 100%, but honestly, look at what's going on. I don't think it takes a psychic or a card reader to figure out that this man is unglued and does not have compassion for anybody in his state. Anybody. I don't think I can't say he's a narcissist, but he's certainly behaving narcissistically. Okay. I don't believe things will go well for this man in the future. I believe, again, just as a tarot card interpreter, as a psychic, I am seeing someone going down in flames, and then his governorship will not end well. I feel like there may be a woman that comes into play here. I know he's married, but I feel like, there's going to be a woman that comes in to either take over as governor. So I don't know who his lieutenant governor is, by the way. Maybe you guys can find out. If it is a woman, I don't know. But there seems to be a female coming into this energy somewhere around this time, like in the next 6 months or so. Maybe within the year or so. But I feel like there is more than one woman. I feel like there may be one or two ladies that I'm seeing that either take over his job, or there could be a woman that takes over as governor or something like that eventually. But I also feel like his governorship, I believe, is going to go down in flames. So I hope this reading made sense. Please feel free to leave comments. If you have any questions, political questions, let me know. I have openings available for readings the week coming up this week. I will post my information below. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.